credit to Steve and this Rutgers program. Great environment. Obviously now 17-0 at home, and really is a lot of building as we've seen all year. But then they got a good basketball team, and I thought Ron Harper was 3 for his last 18 coming in from the 3. You know, and sometimes guys get in a little funk, and you maybe don't put as much pressure on them and short closeout, and he got going early. Obviously 5 of 5, and then thought he was sensational. I've said it, I think Gio's the best closer in college basketball in terms of finishing a game and being able to make shots. I think his insertion back into the lineup really gives them a lift and gives them a difference maker. But without our alpha, without our guy, I thought we competed. It's a 1-point game, 14 minutes to go. But you can't shoot 26% on the road and win. And give Rutgers defense a lot of that credit. They deserve that. And we were kind of throwing some guys out there who played minutes that they haven't been playing a little bit, and that led to some defensive mistakes. But again, Rutgers deserves all the credit today.
You're satisfied with the quality of the shots that you did get?
I mean, yeah, I thought we took way too many threes. You're never going to go on the road. You can't go on the road and shoot 28 threes and expect to win. We forced some late. Again, their defense, they've got great length on the perimeter with Eboa, with Baker. Trent's not going to go 2 for 13 very often. And he's, especially in a night when without Io, it's going to be tough for us to do anything with him having a night like that.
I guess when you get in a stretch like you did a couple times there, second half, where there's not much going offensively, what can you do or could you have done to reverse that, or what did you kind of
Well, if I knew, I would have done it. We tried going to Georgia in post-ups against Harper. The stretch was all based on defense, defensive mistakes. We felt like if we could keep Rutgers out of transition, we could guard them. And I think Kofi had a couple of turnovers in there. We took a couple of really bad shots that were challenged, they compounded each other. So, most of those situations, we've been able to put the ball in Io's hands and make some plays off that, and our roles were different today, and that was very evident.
How much does Io being out change game plan wise offensively, what you want to do versus plug and playing guys in that kind of spot?
Well, there's no doubt it's different. I mean, when he's one of the best players in the country, you game plan for him and around him, and now you're asking somebody else to kind of step in that role. So secondary and third and fourth options become primary options. And I loved our fight. The difference in the game is points off turnovers and transition defense, and that's something in the last 2 games we've not been very good at. And again, it's something that we can correct very easily. But we got to find a way to clean that up a little bit. We got to find a way to get Georgie back involved offensively and going again, and we'll be fine.
You mentioned Io as the alpha. What was maybe missing from his leadership not being on the court?
Oh, he's got tons of experience. I mean, there's a confidence that happens when you've got a guy like that, I thought it would be fine. I really thought we would be fine, and we could make up for that. And I thought for the most part, other than that 4 or 5 minute stretch where we're 14-minute mark, I think we were down 1. But again, when you play guys in extended minutes, guys in roles, I've talked a lot about having unbelievable role identification. Now those roles change. That means more minutes, extended minutes. Mistakes can happen in those time frames because of fatigue or because of something else, and that was very evident that happened today.
Is there a guess on how long he'll be out?
No clue.
you had to make one change to the starting lineup with Io, but you took Georgie out. What was the thinking there, and how did you like how it turned out?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just, I thought just letting him settle down and see the game from the bench, just to start the game. Just let's be fine. He had a great week of practice. Georgie's a terrific player. He's going to have a great college career, and went through a rough moment the other night, and so we thought it was just okay, let's just let him evaluate the game, see how the game's going, keep emotions in check, and then insert him in. I thought he was impacted the game today. Had 7 rebounds today, and we've got to find a way to get him more than 4 shots.
Brad, what do you think of Ron Harper's potential as a sophomore?
Oh, I mean, I love his body. I love his skill set. It's a matter of you can't go 3 for 18 very long, but when you go 5 for 5, you're a really good player. And he's a terrific small ball 4-man matchup, and there's no doubt he's got some pretty good genetics, and I'm a big fan of his. And Steve's got good players, man. I mean, Gio's a veteran and experienced, and when Harper shoots it like that, it's a pretty good duo.
Yeah, Kofi and Allen had family here. Andre Cabrillo made the trip. Is having a fairly regular game like this on the East Coast aid your recruiting efforts?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you love recruiting when kids can come home. Basically come back into the area, and the New York area has been great for us in terms of recruiting, and it will continue to be, and focus on what we do, and you always feel honored to be able to come back and let those kids play back in front of a lot of their people who don't get to see them every night.
Have you got any feedback from Io on how he's feeling? Said to be a game time decision.
Day to day. Well, that's you're not going to rush anything back, and where he can further enhance anything, and we've got unbelievable people, and Paul Schmidt and Adam Fletcher and our team doctors, and they'll keep plugging away and doing what they do with it. The blessing is there's no structural damage, so the potential is there that it's not a season ending or anything significant that could damage his career.
This is the last question here. 19 minutes, Demonte 15, Kipper 3 minutes. How do you see that wing rotation going forward?
Performance-based. We've got to be. We can't shoot the ball like we shot it there tonight, and again, when you I probably should have come back with Demonte a little bit more, but I felt like space on the floor offensively was, and those guys had a chance to make some shots, and unfortunately tonight we just didn't. But yeah, it'll be rotation based on performance.
Thank you.